Hi, welcome to Copenhagen. If you happen to be watching on replay, thanks for dropping by. So today I am working on Springtime Beauty from Diamond Art Club. Not even halfway through this one, so quite a bit to go. So just now I'm working on these flowers, and in the actual picture, always get this wrong with the camera. I'm working on this area here. So this little cluster of flowers is this cluster here. So I've done the bottom strip. I'm up to just past the height of this flower. So I'm working on this. So I'll be getting some of the birdhouse, the pine cones, and the other tree. And then the next one, I will actually get one of the birds in the picture. So square drills, using tweezers as usual. These are ceramic tipped tweezers. A bit different from the ones that you normally get in kits. But I've got to really like them now. And I think it's because they're a bit wider. Hi Carly, how are you? Good. I was going to say morning, good afternoon. These are the golden tweezers that I've been using for a long time. But if you look at the width of them compared to the width of these, the ceramic tipped ones are much wider apart, and I found that my freezer broke, so just put stuff outside. It's still cold enough. Yeah, I find these a lot easier to control. Really easy to just get the right pressure to pick up a drill without squeezing too hard and pinging it. I did use these for a long time. Didn't have any problems once I got used to them. But I just feel that for people who haven't used tweezers or tried tweezers and they kept pinging, maybe something like this would help. Somebody did get in touch. They had watched the review of these, and she ordered a pair because she was curious about them. And she sent me a message yesterday, and she said that she prefers them as well. She finds them more comfortable, just easier to pick up. So it's not just me. Hi, Carleen. Thanks for dropping in so early, 6:30 on a Saturday. I wasn't really sure if many people would drop in because of the time. Most people that drop in, or most people that watch the YouTube videos, are in America, and I'm in Denmark. So they are usually between 6 and 8 hours behind. Hi, Dave. Haven't seen you for a long time, Dave. So you can see Dave in Osaka. He's not in America. I know Dave from way back in the Periscope days when I used to live stream and show people Copenhagen. Dave would do a similar thing in Japan and let people see Japan. Really, really interesting stuff. So yeah, I haven't caught you either for a long time. So how's things, Dave? Are you still doing your live streams or your videos on YouTube? So is there any reason that you're up so early, Carleen? Or do you always get up at 6:30 on a Saturday? Yeah, I haven't really been doing much, Dave. Just struggling for time to do anything. Today. Will I do a live? Hi, Claire. Thanks for dropping in. Another person I haven't seen for a long time. Yeah, I was swithering. Should I do an unboxing? Should I do a live? I looked at the time and I thought most people are still going to be in bed, but I thought I'll do a live. It makes a change from just doing unboxings all the time. So I'm glad I did. Quite surprised how many people have dropped in. Hope everybody is doing well. I'm starting to get another cold. I've got that stingy throat thing going on. Finally made it clear. Why are you up so early? Oh no, you're not early. You're what are you? 25 to 12. Why are you up so late? Yeah, you're only an hour behind. And Dave, I don't know. Dave's in a different time zone, different everything. Oh, you're in Thailand. You're in Malaysia. Dave likes to travel. I just used to do live streams around Copenhagen. I did go to Sweden a couple of times, but that was it. 7:30 p.m. Dave lives in the future. So yeah, I was like I said, I was swithering. Should I do an unboxing? Should I do a live? And I thought, I'll just go and see who's in. I quite like it when people drop in and we get a bit of a chat going. Dave will remember that from Periscope days. I think the longest live stream, I can't remember exactly now, the longest live stream I did walking around Copenhagen and talking to people was 6 hours and 14 minutes or something, non-stop. And that was just going around Copenhagen, letting people see different things, talking about Denmark, the history, the language, what it's like living here, architecture, pretty much anything. I didn't, Carly. I'm sure it was 6 hours and something like 14 minutes. I carried some charger packs, like I can't even remember what you call them now. Power bank. I carried like some large power banks so I could get that time, because if I was using the phone, I would be lucky if I would get an hour and then I'd be out of power. I found that out when I was doing my first canal boat trip in Copenhagen. Thought it would be a good idea to take everybody on a canal trip. So it was a live stream, and I got so far through the trip and I ran out of battery in my phone. And I thought, I need to rethink this. So after that, I took a couple of large power banks and I could just switch them when they went. 6 hour overnight, yeah. I mean, when I think about it, that was 6 hours. I don't think I ever, if I did sit down, it was very briefly, maybe to have a sandwich or something. But it was mainly walking around Copenhagen, showing people the royal palaces, Hans Christian Andersen's statue, Hans Christian Andersen's grave went there as well. Um, the boats at Newhaven, the change of the Royal Guard, Amelienborg, the Royal Palaces, the Little Mermaid statue. I can't remember. Pretty much everything and anything there is to see in Copenhagen, I must have scoped at least once. But I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the banter, the interaction, people dropping in, just asking random questions. Made it interesting. Yeah, somebody, I was just saying, Claire, somebody had messaged me after watching the video of, I don't know if it was a live I was using these or if it was the unboxing. And she said she was really curious about them. So she ordered a pair and she got them yesterday. She sent me a message. And because I was curious to see what she thought. And she said she really likes them. She tried them with round drills as well, and they're working really well. Um, I've done rounds with tweezers, but I've found sometimes it depends on the actual drills. The round ones, if they curve too much and they don't have much of an edge, they tend to slip. So I would normally when I tried a new kit, I would try the rounds, and if they were sliding, I would just go straight to a pen. Um, so most of the time, I'd probably use tweezers for squares and a pen for rounds. But sometimes I've done round kits totally with tweezers as well. I don't know how much it comes down to the tweezers. Um, the other thing about the ceramic tips, well, one of the things I mentioned is they aren't as sharp as the metal ones, so you're less likely to get an injury if the kids accidentally or deliberately start playing with them, or if pets or anything like that. These are very, very sharp. The ceramic ones are a little bit more flat, and the fact of ceramic, they're just not as sharp as the metal ones. But the other thing about them is when you're doing AB drills, the Aurora Borealis, the ones that have got that special coating on them. If you're using really sharp tweezers, there's a chance when you're pushing drills in that you're going to scratch them, scratch the coating. Some ABs in here. If I can get out you can maybe see. I'm getting the reflection of the light, but you can see the glitter that you get off the ABs. That's just a coating on the drill. So if you scrape that with a pair of sharp tweezers, you're going to scratch off. You can see how these are green, but when I tilt it, you get some blues, yellows, different colours. Yeah, if you're using sharp metal tweezers, there's a chance you're going to damage the coating. So to me, it's another benefit. Plus, again, they're not as pointy, so less likely to scratch your AB drills if you're using them. You see, I've got a few ABs in this. I think there's 5 different colours, was it? Yeah, 5 different colours of AB in this kit, so it's going to be nice and blingy. But it's small amounts, and they tend to do these in small areas and randomly. There's ABs here, the stamen here in this flower, and this flower. They're brown drills, but they've got the AB coating. Maybe if I move the light, but I don't know. Can't really get it. But certain ways the light hits them, they just sparkle, and that's the point. What's Carly saying? That's a lot of talking. Did you take bathroom break? Oh, that bit. Right. Yeah, I like to talk. Dave can vouch for that. Yeah, so I'm really, really liking these. And I did buy them. It wasn't a freebie or anything like that. But I think for people who are struggling with tweezers, I mean, you don't need to get the custom ones with the fancy finish. I'm sure if you looked up ceramic tweezers, you could find basic tweezers, the same design with the ceramic tip, and they would be cheaper because when you're getting custom stuff, somebody has had to actually sit there and do this by hand. Takes time. They have to use special acrylics or whatever they use. So you've got to pay for that, pay for their time. They're more expensive, but they're still cheaper than a custom diamond painting pen. And talking about custom diamond painting pens, even though I very rarely use pens, I still haven't given up collecting them. This is my latest, and this is a cactus. So it's a dried out cactus, and then they fill it with resin and then machine it. It's pretty cool. I like it. I picked blue because blue is my favourite colour. So just something a bit unusual. Still got that sort of tactile feel of the wood. Where I'm holding it, most of the pieces that I'm touching are the cactus and not the acrylic. But again, the thing about these things is they're unique. They're all individual. You can't turn 2 pieces and they turn out exactly the same. You don't know exactly how this is going to finish. So you've got like a big blue area here and there. but the rest of it we've got this sort of unusual marking. So I collect cacti. I've got quite a few live cacti, and decided to get a cactus diamond painting pen, which I haven't used yet because I'm using tweezers. So what's everybody been up to? Anything exciting? Anybody get married, divorced, win the lottery? Get a new diamond painting? I'm trying to see if I've missed any of the use, and I don't think I have. So time for a new colour. Didn't even get a new diamond painting. Oh, Carly. Yeah, you spent all your money going to America, though. Saving for a different house. Yeah, you buy a lot of diamond paintings for that. Okay, talking about ABs, I've got some ABs here. Number 3, pink. So just shake the tray from side to side. That's pretty much it. So I don't know, again, it's trying to get the light so it sort of hits at an angle. Don't know if it would be better to try and... I don't know if you can see that, but these are pink. They're made of pink plastic, but they sometimes look sort of purple, and they're more glittery. Doesn't really come across... oh, well, maybe it does. Doesn't come across that well. Just can't really get the random light. I don't know if I use my little torch, if that would work better. Give that a try. The problems. So try this with a torchlight. I can really see it, like really see it, but I don't think it's coming across that well. It just looks like they're going from pink to blue, but I'm seeing a lot of different sparkles. Camera doesn't pick it up that well. Looks like 1, 2, 4. Ooh, Carly's getting all technical. No, no buy. I've done that before, Carleen. I've been on a few no buys, and I'm on one again. I'm doing quite well this time. I haven't bought anything, and I've got a lot that I really want to do. So this time I think I've got pretty much everything that I wanted. I've seen some recently that I really like, but I'm now starting to think I'm never going to get them done. I've got so many. So I'm just going to concentrate on doing the ones that I really want to get done. Looks like 1, 2, 4. Is Carly right? Carly thinks that number 3 is DMC code 124. So when we look at the sheet, number 3, DMC code 124. Carly, you need to get out more. Okay, so some ABs now. Turn the light because it's blinding me. I just been out emptying my freezer into my mum's until like noon. I've been out plenty. Yeah, that you need to lie down and have a rest, Carly. You're not used to that. I do miss a square drill. I really don't mind whether they're square or round, but if I had the choice, I would choose square, but I really don't mind if they're round. A lot of companies will give you the choice. You see the picture, you can choose what size you want, and if you want it in round or square. Diamond Art Club, who did this one, don't give you that choice. They do one size. They choose the size. They choose whether it's round or square, and that is it. And I say these things because I'm never sure who's watching or who's going to drop in on a replay and what information they might randomly pick up. A lot of diamond painting companies, you can choose the size of the diamond painting. That opens up a whole can of worms in itself, because if you order too small, the picture is not going to look very good, and that's me being polite. You might be tempted to go for the smallest size because it's the cheapest. Um, it's not necessarily, in fact, most of the time, it is not the best quality. Sometimes it's better to spend a bit of money if you're really wanting to get something to hang in the wall, and especially if you're going to hang it up, say, in the living room where everybody's going to see it. You're better to get a bigger size because you get more detail. Basically, if you think about it like a television screen, if you've got more dots on the screen, you get a sharper picture. It's the same with diamond painting. The more dots the picture's made up of, the better it's going to look. But then you need to think about wall space and stuff as well. Do you have enough room for it? And it's a lot of different things you have to think about. The main thing for me is the picture. Do I like the picture? If I like the picture, I'll get it. And if it happens to be a company that does different sizes, I'll go for probably the biggest I could afford, probably. Like a 60 by 80, 70 by 90 sort of size. I quite like that size of diamond painting. But I do have some that are a lot smaller than that, and I like them. So for me, it's about the picture. It's not about the company. It's the image. I've got some that I got from budget companies. Okay, they don't have pre-cut labels like Diamond Art Club do. They don't have the nice huge thumbnails that really show you the picture. Their canvases aren't as soft and velvety as Diamond Art Club, but Diamond Art Club don't do that picture. So I want the picture. I'm not going to wait on the off chance that Diamond Art Club might eventually do that picture, which I know they probably never will. So I tend to browse through a lot of different diamond painting companies, and a lot of times I'm browsing looking for companies that I've never tried. That's what I like to do because I'm curious. Like, what do they do? How do their kits compare to other budget companies? What are the differences? And there are some pretty major differences even between the budget companies. So the whole point is to let people see what to expect from a particular company. Your mum prefers the budget ones. I mean, a lot of people do. A lot of people would not spend the money on a Diamond Art Club because they're just their main thing is the price, which is perfectly understandable. And they're looking for a picture they like, but at a good price. There's also that as well. The Diamond Art Club ones tend to be on the big side. I mean, this is I would say, a relatively smallish for Diamond Art Club, and this is 76 centimeters by 60. if I look at my phone, if I can find it, it's charging somewhere. If I just have a quick skim, try to find the bigger diamond art clubs. I do have them. It's just I've got a lot to scroll through. Marine to Life is 92 by 70. That's pretty big. Nero Tiger Luminous Ages is 94 by 56. Pinkie Pie, which is the one I'm going to do next, it's relatively small. It's 60.8 by 42.6. Most companies it's a 0 at the end or a 5, but Diamond Art Club do 60.8, 42.6. The Pumpkin Herder, 89 by 70. The Serene Siren, 55 by 99, so that's a really long one, or wide one, I should say. Yeah, that's pretty much it as far as the big ones go. But a lot of mine are around the sort of 60 by 80, 70 by 90. That's the sort of size that I like to work on. But since the canteen at work has okayed me putting up a new diamond painting every month, I've started looking at different ideas to try and tie in with the canteen. And that was an unbagging that I was thinking about doing today, but I decided to do the live instead. 30 by 30, 30 by 40. Yeah, I've got a few that size, and they're okay, but I prefer them to be a bit bigger, or probably quite a bit bigger actually. A lot of it's to do with the space that you have as well, like your actual workspace. You might not have room to do these big ones. I mean, Tammy and I just finished Sail Away, and that was the narrow but really wide. We ended up having to finish that on the dining room table because it was just so wide we couldn't really reach to the middle. And we had it draped over both tables, both our drafting tables. So Tammy started working on at one end, I was working on the other end, and then when we sort of got nearer the middle, we couldn't reach. So we ended up having to do that last area on the dining room table, which is not that comfortable when you're used to working on a slanted table and having an office chair. I mean, we took the chairs through, but yeah, it's really weird working flat on a table after being used to these. And the reason that I switched to this is because I was starting to get a sore back and a sore neck and sore shoulders working over the dining room table because you're sort of like facing straight down as you work, and it starts to hurt. If I hadn't switched to this table and tried it at a tilt, I wouldn't be diamond painting. By the time I finished the one I was working on, and that was a 60 by 60, I was starting to really feel it. It wasn't taking too long before I'd have to take a break and walk about and stand up. And I found that when I started my next one, which was even bigger, an 80 by 100, it was really starting to bother me. And that's why I ended up looking for an alternative. And since I switched to this table, I've never had that problem. Because I lower the chair, and the table isn't at a huge tilt, but when I'm diamond painting, I'm reaching more across the table than over and down, if you know what I mean. And it makes a huge difference for me anyway. I've never had any problems since then. So I could have saved myself a fortune and only done those two. I was going to look at Sail Away. Can't remember the size. Sail Away was 119 by 56. So it was, I'll probably get reflections and stuff, but that was it. It was like, and you can't see it. The camera doesn't really show the colours, right? It was on sale when I got it, Claire. It was on sale and I had a discount voucher. So I got it at a really good price. And now I've mucked up my colouring. Yeah, and then I went on a no buy, and then I got a $50 voucher as a Diamond member from Diamond Art Club, and that was the end of my no buy. I went away and bought what did I buy? Cat bookshelf. I had seen it and I thought I really like the rendering on it. It looks really cool, but I'm not getting it. And then I got a $50 discount voucher and thought, so I ended up ordering it. I won't be working on that one for a while. But the next one that I'm planning to work on is Pinkie Pie. And that is Pinkie Pie. Get light out of the way. So it's a relatively small one, but I want to get that finished so it's ready for Pride Week in Copenhagen. You can see the rainbow colours on the gills. So I want to put that up in the canteen at work during Pride because we have a truck that gets all decorated up and has a DJ and a whole disco set up. And the people from work join the Pride March and walk behind the truck. So they're quite involved in it. They decorate the canteen with the rainbow flags and all that stuff. So I thought Pinkie Pie would look really good then. So I just want to make sure it's absolutely finished. So once I finish this, but I've still got quite a bit to go. But once I finish it, my focus looks like I'm out of focus. Once I finish it, it'll be getting put aside and I'll work on something else. Don't know if it's just a light. So does anybody have any plans this weekend? We do. We're going to see an AC/DC tribute band tonight. They're actually Danish and they're called Back in Black. And they actually do sound like AC/DC. We saw them quite a while back. Saw they were coming back, so we're going tonight. And then on Wednesday, we're going to listen to Vivaldi's Four Seasons at the Royal Copenhagen Royal Playhouse in candlelight. So we're going from AC/DC to Vivaldi. And we just bought tickets for Sparks. I don't know if anybody will know Sparks from the sort of mid late 70s. They're playing Vega in Copenhagen. Bought tickets for them last night. And then today I got another message of who was coming, and I've now booked a couple of tickets to Manfred Mann. So we're mixing the music up quite a bit. We're going to see Rammstein in Odense at the beginning of June. We saw Sting from the Police a couple of months back. We saw 10cc a couple of weeks ago. So we started really getting into this, going to live gigs. That's what happens when you don't buy diamond paintings. You have money for other stuff. I just saw. Sorry, I have to leave. That's fine, Caroline. Thanks for dropping in. I hope you have a good day. Tomorrow, nothing but resting for Monday. Back to work. Yay. I'm sure if you ask them, they would let you work weekends as well, Claire. They might not pay you, but that's not why you work. You work for the job satisfaction, just like everybody else. Okay, ABs are done. Why not work? Yeah, just move in. See if we've got a spare bed. It'll save you travel time. Okay, just looking at the next one. X number 54. 54. I have thought about it. Yeah, but when we had Corona was sort of coming to an end, or the restrictions anyway, in Denmark, we were pretty quiet. So instead of having two people working, it was one person working 12-hour shifts instead of two people working 8-hour shifts. And one night the metro wasn't running, they had no buses, and or no buses to replace it. I went out to find out about the regular buses. I was going to have to wait 58 minutes on a bus, and I was working 12-hour shifts, and it was nearly 2 o'clock in the morning. So I got a taxi, and it cost me 500 Danish kroner to get home. Thinking about it, I could have got a room in the hotel for that. I could have just stayed because I was working the next day. So I decided if that happened again, I was just going to stay at the hotel. But it didn't happen again. We're back to normal. And I work day shift now, 9 till 5, Monday to Friday. I don't do evening shifts anymore because I had a stroke last February at work, and they decided, health and safety wise, it was better if I worked during the day just in case anything happened, because for the last 2 hours of those shifts in the evening, there's only two people in the whole place, in the kitchen area. So, and one of them would be me. So, for example, if one person went for a break and something happened, nobody would notice for at least 30 minutes. Yeah, a lot of snow. We haven't had any in Copenhagen. Oh, you're working a Saturday. See, Claire, Carleen works on a Saturday. Should take note of that. Well, good luck digging yourself out. I hope you have a good day. I hope you get there safely. Hope the roads are nice and clear once you get out. And thanks for dropping in. Are you working on any diamond paintings just now, Claire? Do you have a whip, a work in progress? You won't get no girls, man. Maybe go to school. Maybe increase your chances. You're young, free and single, Carly. There's potential there. S9994. That means nothing to me. Oh, that's good. I thought maybe I'd been away so long, I was missing out on some new terminology. That picture still looks out of focus. It's weird. Click, 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 click. I think it's just because of the light behind it. It makes it look worse. Or Aloha. I haven't even heard of them. I'm going to write it down. I'm always interested in companies I've never tried. That's the only bit that I can remember. Been a long, long, long time since I saw it. Or Aloha. So, what do you know about them, Carly? Are they a budget company? Are they do they have like rights to use the pictures and all that stuff? I'm going to check it on my phone. Pay that is good. Probably okay. Mm, yeah. I'm just skimming it. For me, yeah, a lot of it's the like girly pink and purple girls with big eyes sort of thing. That's just on the little thumbnails. I don't know the right look. Yeah, Hannah Lynn, that sort of stuff. Yeah, I'd need to find a different category, I think. I'm just browsing. Yeah, I sort of skimmed the price about €65. I never looked to see what size it was or anything. Diamond painting filter. So the most expensive is €89. They've got 103 in stock. I'm just sort of skimming through. Yeah, it's not my sort of thing. A lot of really cartoony stuff. But we're all different, and I know that there is a huge market for big-eyed girls in purple and pink. So obviously you're going to go for what people buy. I'm still browsing. One thing that sort of struck me is there are very, very few male subjects in diamond paintings. Very few. And the vast majority of diamond painters are female. Yeah. I never saw anything that I would think about getting without looking at the price. It's always good to see um, what other companies are doing. I mean, Amazon, I've got uh, a few Amazon ones. That one called Beauty. I had it in the background a few, well, probably a few months ago now. Just got it hanging up here. This was Amazon. You can see it's nice and sparkly. Maybe. Don't want to set it on the glue. This is a small one, round drills. Never had any problems with it. Abstract art. But, I mean, not bad. Yeah, it's a bit different. I've got quite a lot of abstract ones I haven't even touched yet. I've done unboxings, but I haven't got around to actually starting. They're by 30s, which are good ones. Yeah, I'd need to convert that into Danish kroner, but yeah, it looked like it's quite expensive. But again, it's this whole thing about if the artist is getting a cut, obviously they've got to add that on. I mean, it's like any I mean, every company has to make a profit. Simple as that. And if they're having to pay an artist a percentage or whatever, if they pay so much as a one-off, I don't know how they work. They've got to cover the cost of that, and then they've got to make a profit. And then it could be they're using better quality canvas, which is more expensive for them to buy. All of that sort of thing all comes into it. The thing is, at the end of the day, when the diamond painting is on the wall, the only person that knows how good or bad the quality of the canvas is you. When people are looking at a diamond painting, they have no idea if the canvas is all rough and scratchy or if it's all nice and velvety, if it was self-flattening, if somebody had to sit books on it. I mean, the bottom line is the finished product. Do people like it to look at? But there's also the thing to work on a good quality diamond painting is nice. But some people might say, well, yeah, it's nice, but I could maybe buy two cheaper diamond paintings for the same price and then have two pictures. I mean, I have a lot of budget. I mean, you see that. I mean, the companies will send me stuff, and I mean, I don't hide that at all. But I'm always curious. It's like, okay, you're a budget company, and if you're willing to send me stuff to review, I mean, all they do is send me it. They don't try and influence me. They don't tell me what to say. Nothing. It's just like we would like to send this for you to review, and that's what happens. Um, the problem with the budget companies, if it is a problem, is the fact that they don't have the canvases rolled up and they don't come in a box, so they come in a bag. Like some of the ones that I've got sitting here. Like I said, I was thinking about doing an unbagging today, but I changed my mind. So this is what I was going to do, but this is how they come. They come in a grey bag. The canvases are sort of semi-folded, semi-rolled inside here. I've got two. The first thing you have to do is flatten them. You buy a kit from Diamond Art Club, you get a very nice box, really nice quality print, nice solid box. The box actually comes inside a box. So again, there's cost involved for companies in that as well. The key, I'm just thinking those budget ones. Some of those budget ones you don't even get a key. It's only what's on the canvas. Diamond Art Club, I've got this, which has got the pre-cut labels, which is really good if this is what you want to use to label your containers. But I would suggest that you put a piece of clear tape over the top to keep it on the container because they will start to peel off themselves. The quality of the canvas, Diamond Art Club, so far I still haven't found anybody that can match it. There are companies that are close. They've got self-flattening canvas, but just not quite the same quality. The print quality, the key is absolutely perfect. Nice big characters. The symbols are very, very clear. You get the thumbnail on your key. I've never seen one this sort of standard from any other company yet that I've tried. I think I'm still sitting at 44 different companies. None of them have given me a thumbnail that looks like that. Diamond Art Club also give you the little sticker for people who use books to keep records and all that sort of thing, which I don't do. They throw in all these little things. You get the cover minder comes. You get a cover minder with the kit. You get washi tape that I never use. The trays are a bit bigger than. Sounds like I'm doing a pitch for Diamond Art Club, but it's just talking about the differences. Give me a second. Just happen to have a few trays here in my Quality Street tin. That's what Quality Street tins are for. But these are like Diamond Art Club tray is like that. A lot of the budget trays are like that. So it's a lot bigger. It's got square sides, whereas these ones don't. And if you touch them, they flip all over the place, spill your drills. This one has a little stopper that I really don't think you need, because you should be shaking your tray from side to side, not up and down like that. So the drills shouldn't be going near you. You should just be shaking back and forth like that. So I would never use a stopper, but obviously some people must shake their tray that way. I don't know. So Diamond Art Club decided to add a stopper. Seemingly a lot of people like it. I don't know why, but we're all different. But if it helps somebody, that's good. I mean, these trays, I hate them. There's no spout on them, so trying to pour your drills back into a Tic Tac container is a nightmare. But this is all things that have got nothing to do with the actual picture when it's finished. Because people only see what's on the wall. Like at work, people comment all the time. Now they've seen some of the diamond paintings I've done and up on the wall. I get people that have never spoke to me coming up and talking to me. And the first thing they ask is, how long did that take? That was the very first question. And I don't time them. It takes as long as it takes. This one's taken quite a while for me to get here. I'm not even halfway. But I still think the main thing for me is how it looks at the very end. Does it look good enough to put in the wall? And if it does, and it only cost, I don't know, $10, what's wrong with that? I did an 8 to buy 100, and that was purely because I was curious, like, how long is this going to take me? I did a custom, square drills, 8 by 100, and I timed it. Every time I sat down, I started a timer and then paused it and then started it again next time and worked like that. And that took 202 hours and 5 minutes. So at work, when they say, how long did that take? I'll say about a month or a month and a half, 2 months, whatever. That's not like a month and a half solid. That's like, well, it took me that because I'm doing other stuff. Like when I'm sitting doing this, as always happens, once I start talking, I'm not diamond painting, so I'm wasting time if we're talking about time for diamond painting. Or I decide to do an unboxing or an unbagging or another video related to diamond painting. That's time that I could have been spent doing my diamond painting. So I've got the date that I started in Gems Flow and the date that I finished, but as far as actual real time, no idea. It doesn't matter. But I mean, the thing is that people, I suppose, if they're thinking about diamond painting, is it takes time. It takes probably longer than you think to actually do these things, especially when you're new. and you're still getting used to placing the drills and getting them lined up and all that sort of stuff. Once you've been doing it a while, it's just practice makes perfect. You get quicker, but again, the thing is, it isn't a race. I mean, that is not the point of diamond painting. Diamond painting, to me anyway, is meant to be a way of relaxing, switching off from whatever else is going on in the world, and just chilling out and sitting doing this, and then eventually you end up with a picture. I listen to music when I'm doing this normally. Can't do that on YouTube because they wouldn't allow it. So you never hear any music when I'm doing my videos. But when I'm not recording anything, I'm sitting here with headphones on and I listen to music all the time. So I'm just sitting listening to music and doing this, and then eventually end up with a picture. Yeah, it is, Carly, it is, because you have to remember. I mean, I was rigid with it, but you've got to remember, right? Okay, I've sat down, I'm going to start, press the button. And then, okay, I'm finished, press the button. And then you get the thing, okay, I need to go make a cup of tea. Do I stop it? Do I keep it running? I need to use the restroom. Do I stop it? Do I keep it running? Somebody's called me on the phone. Do I stop it? Do I keep it? Gets a bit, yeah. As far as I remember, I did stop it. Every time I stopped, like if I went and make tea, I stopped it because I'm not actually diamond painting at that for that period of time it takes me to make tea. So that was 205 hours. Sorry, 202 hours and 5 minutes, and it's the only one that I ever timed. Because of that, it's to me, it's doesn't matter. It was like when I used to do all the stuff with the snakes and doing all the talks and stuff. The first question you get asked when you take a snake to somewhere is, "How long is it?" And I was like, you can see it. It's like, well, it's this long because I never bothered trying to measure them. I never stop when somebody's walking their dog. I never stop them and say, "How long is your dog?" But it's the thing people ask all the time with snakes. How long is it? You can see it in front of you. It's that long. Or the other one that we get a lot is if I was doing them in sort of public areas, public places, people would come up and I would be holding a snake, like handling it, like free handling, not holding its head and just letting it wander around my hands. And they would say, "Is it poisonous?" And I would look at them and say, "Do you think I would be handling it if it was poisonous?" And then they'd be like, "Oh, yeah." And that was adults. Cali, that's snakist, that is. But I mean, I did get people that were, yeah, they were genuinely scared of them. But I mean, most of the time when I did talks, it was people who had me there to do the talks. But a lot of times it was in schools. So any time that I did go in places, I would always say, "Is anybody scared of snakes?" Or and a lot of people were nervous because I mean that's normal. I mean, I would never recommend that anybody sees a snake in the wild and goes and picks it up. But that's just a natural thing to be scared of them, or at least apprehensive. But the reason that I would go and do talks was to try and educate people about snakes. And I would do home visits. I would go and visit people at home, and people would email me and say, "I bought a snake, I can't get it to feed," or "I bought a snake and it keeps trying to bite me," or whatever. And I would go and visit them and look at their setups and then talk to them and explain like the thinking behind the setups and how it works and why the snake's doing this and why the snake's doing that. And that was the thing for me. It was trying to educate people and people that were maybe thinking about getting a snake as a pet, point the downsides as well, like probably more than the upsides, because snakes are boring. That is a fact. They basically just hide and curl up and do nothing. And then they eat. That's the most exciting part. And then they go and curl up and do nothing. That's pretty much it. So the novelty can wear off really, really fast. Once your friends find out that your snake isn't venomous and eats mice that are bought frozen and how long it is. Once they know all that, that's it. They're not interested in it anymore. Okay, I'm just looking at the time. I think I'm going to have to go. What is it? 20, yeah, I'm going to go and have some lunch. 25 to 2. Yeah, please stand outside of the snake. Thank you. There'll be no safety glass to protect. Yeah, I did public talks for 16 years, so I have no idea how many talks. It must easily hundreds, maybe thousands of talks, and nobody was ever bitten, ever. And people got the chance to handle snakes if they wanted, and a lot of people did. A lot of people were like, no, no, don't want to touch it. Then they would watch other people, and then they think, well, no, maybe if you hold its head, and then before you know it, they're standing there getting their picture taken holding a snake. But the point was, when they left, they knew more about snakes than they did when they went in. I never ever tried to promote snakes as good pets, but um, it comes down to the people. The people are scarier than the animals, and that comes down to any animal. I used to help as a volunteer at the SSPCA in Balerno in Scotland, and saw the condition that animals came in. And we're talking about cats, dogs, geese, chickens, goats, horses, pretty much anything you can think. Terrapins, snakes, frogs, ferrets, rabbits, especially rabbits. Pretty much anything you can think about. And some of them were really, really ill when they came in. Tammy and I are allergic to cats, so that's never going to happen for us. But we've given up. No more pets, no pets. That's it. We've done the pet thing. I've owned quite a few dogs over the years. And snakes. And scorpions. And tarantulas. And cockroaches. And millipedes. And frogs. So, quite a mixture. And chameleons. I'm just always curious about things, and that sort of spills into diamond painting as well. Because I'm curious to like, what if I buy for this company? How does their stuff compare to this company? How do they package their drills? How good are the drills? How good's the canvas? Containers. I've got I don't know how many different types of containers because I buy them and see what I think of them. Pens. Got a lot of pens. But it's just I think I'm just a curious person by nature. Doesn't matter what it is. I started playing guitar when I was 16 and eventually ended up getting one custom built. Went to the factory, met the guys, chose the wood, all that sort of stuff. Just really interested in it. It's quite nice to actually meet the guys that actually built the guitar. Anyway, I'm going to go, like I said, lunchtime. Did you get any? No, I didn't. No, I haven't bought any different containers for a long time because the way we work now, because we use these Craftmates lockables, these big ones when we've got stacks of drills, and we use the Tic Tacs, the 80 Tic Tac containers in a case. We've got 2 cases each. We can work everything with that, and it works really well, and it takes up not a lot of space on the desk. Like I like all my stuff sitting on the desk when I'm working, so I'm not reaching over to something or turning around to something. Everything's in front. We've just found that this absolutely works. So I don't think I'm going to. I never ever tried Elizabeth Ward containers. I've seen them and I've sort of thought about the logistics because you get these different sizes of boxes, and it's how do you know what size of boxes you're going to need for different kits? And okay, they can hold something like 4,000 drills, but most of the time, you don't need that many for one colour. I mean, I don't know. I did this before. I don't know if I did it in the video, but I went through a key and I looked at how many drills there were each colour. Like this one, that is all the drills I got for that colour. Tick that container's fine. Next one, that number. Next one, that number. And it just keeps going like that. Only got that amount of them. So, but this does have, I forget how many colours, a lot, or 67. 67 different colours. So the more different colours you have, the less you've got of any one colour. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do that. It's just, I like stuff to be in front of me. Like, I can just see it in front of me and I can just pick it up, use it, put it back. And that's just what I've got used to doing. I just like it like that. I mean, everybody comes up with their own way. I think most people probably start and then over time they sort of change things as they find things they don't like. But for us, this is just nailed. I mean, I did Batman and I forget how many black, and I managed to get all the drills and all the black drills in one of these. Like all the compartments were full of 310. And I kitted up everything for Batman and fitted it inside one case, like Tic Tac case. It was crazy, but it's space for me because they take up the work table space. I mean, normally when I'm working, this is all covered up. You wouldn't know that, but down here and this would be covered. I did that because I was being sort of thinking I was maybe going to get into this section, but now I'm talking too much, so I'm not. That would normally be covered, and this would be covered, and all you would see is this rectangle. So everything else is space for putting stuff. I mean, I've even got my laptop sitting on the table in front of me. So I've got my laptop, I've got the case for the Tic Tacs, I've got 2 sets of them, I've got my tray, my junk tray that I haven't emptied since I don't know when, my very important spoon, and my little one here. I do use that, and it has my initial on it for a reason, because when Tammy and I were working on Sail Away, we were using the same colours and stuff, so we would have maybe like one of these, and I would be working on number 13, and Tammy would be working on number 10. And what we were doing was setting a green tray on it. So that's what I do when I'm working. Like if I'm using 13, it's not in the Tic Tac thing. If we go to 13, can you see it? 13's upside down, and that means there's nothing in that. So it means that they're in the bigger containers. So I don't go there for 13. So I was maybe doing one colour in this row, and Tammy was doing another colour. And when we first started doing it, we were putting our trays, and then we looked, and it's like there's 2 green trays. We didn't know whose was whose, so we've made these little labels. So there's one with a T. So we would see, oh yeah, that's Jim's working on that one, Tammy's working on that one. So we got away from that problem. Again, never done it before, probably never do it again, but it was because we were working on the same picture at the same time. Just logistics. So that is it. I am going for lunch. So thanks for dropping in, and especially the people that came in. Dave at the beginning, and Callie, I haven't seen you for a long time, and Claire. But it's always nice when people come in and actually comment, apart from that guy that commented. But these things happen. It's the internet. So yeah, that's it. I think the next video will be an unboxing. Just not sure when. Struggling for time. So, yeah. So have a good day, everybody. Have a good weekend. And in the meantime, take care, be safe, and wash your hands.